It's time to become the best version of yourself and help others do the same. It's Monday morning and we're talking success.
Good morning, everyone, from the Soul Corporate Offices. I'm Greg Halliday, and I'm excited to be with you talking success this Monday morning. We've got a great guest. She's done so much in the history of Soul. She's actually been with Soul since nearly the very beginning, and continues to just amaze me and everyone else how consistent she is. And I think if you get to know her, you'll understand why we get a chance to talk with her for 10 or 15 minutes this morning. And honestly, that won't be enough time. We'll pick her brain and get a little feel from her heart about why and how she does things. And I think we'll probably have her again come and visit us on Monday morning and talk a little bit more, because there's so much I think that along the way she would probably say that she's learned, and she's very, very willing to share that and have everyone know that. With Talking Success, I think I love to think of it as sharing secrets that should not be secrets. And they're not really secrets that are meant to be kept from anyone. To success or to helping someone else, it becomes something that's logical and something that's practical, and that really everyone who wants to can do it. I hope that that's the way that you look at what Lydia shares. Lydia Ferrantino is our guest today, and we'll hear from her in just a minute. Good to see. I'm just looking on the chat area. It looks like we got a lot of people joining us. Hello, everyone. Love to see all these names here. Appreciate all that you do for Soul. In fact, we're going to start right out with some recognition. To me, it is something that we can never get enough of here. Isn't it amazing how in life, we've said this before, when you're a kid, when you're in school, or you're in some sort of an organized activity, whether it's, the arts or sports, or anything where you're getting together, we go out of our way to recognize achievement, and it really feels good, doesn't it? And it inspires us. And then when we become adults, we don't do that. And we don't do that enough. I think the more we can recognize each other, the happier we all are. So we're going to start off with that today. And the way that we're talking about recognition is through what we call success keys. We're going to feature two of them today. They are two of my favorites. The first one is called Wealth Champ. It is a success key because it refers to a coupon. It's a discount coupon that is held in every single Soul account, whether you're a member, whether you're a brand specialist. It's a discount code that exists as a link. And all you have to do is copy the link. And in copying the link, you can send it via text, email, WhatsApp, Messenger, any kind of electronic means that you have to connect with people. And guess what? They save. I love that because wealth, if you're newer listening this morning, is spelled W-E-L-L-T-H. So let's look at that success key again. The Wealth Champ is someone who's figured it out. They actually are putting into action this key, which is that link, that discount coupon link. And these are people who have done that multiple times just in the last week. There are too many. This is very popular in Soul, and there are too many to feature. I'd love to feature all of you that are using it in the past month, because it's one of those secrets that shouldn't be a secret. But these are people who are using it multiple times just in this past week since we had our last Talking Success. So let's recognize this morning. Let's give them a big congratulations. Our Wealth Champs, multiple users of the Share the Wealth Success Key. We'll start with Nubia and Alvaro Medina. I call them Medina la gente fina, which in Spanish means, what does that mean? What's a good translation? Fine people, but it's more than that. It's sort of people of integrity. And they do. They have always and for many years consistently made a difference in someone's lives with the Soul products. So congrats, Nubia and Alvaro. Angela Brucheski. Angela is she's another Wealth Champ. I love her heart. It's been, I'm trying to think, a few weeks ago, Angela and I were talking, And I could just tell from our conversation how much she cares about helping people. And so no surprise here. She's a wealth champ. Okay, our next wealth champ is Claudia Marin. And Claudia, not super new, but newer with Soul and has figured it out. That the way that you help somebody else best, I think, is sharing some of these little secrets that can make a difference. When someone else joins using that Share the Wealth code, then they already know what it's like, because this is the secret. They also have that code regardless of what kind of account they are, and it can be shared to benefit everyone at every instance. Not too often do you see codes or discounts or bonuses that benefit everyone in every instance. Well, this Share the Wealth code is one of those. So Claudia's figured it out. Congrats, Claudia. All right. Anthony Merida Vasquez. I know Anthony. What an awesome soul is Anthony. And that's S-O-U-L. But he's at S-O-L-L-E too. Anthony's figured it out. One thing I'd say about him is, Anthony, to me, he's learned to not fear helping people or talking to people, because this is something that he does very well, is share it. Okay, next person is Gudelia Rojas. Gudelia is also newer to Soul. Big congratulations, Gudelia, for figuring this out so soon. And Jordana Espinosa. Jordana also doing lots of things. And you know what? Life isn't always easy. There can be a lot going on. I know there's a lot going on in Jordana's life. And look at what she's doing. One great way when you've got a lot going on to make things just a little brighter is to share it. Share something good with somebody else. Changes them and it changes us. So big congrats to Jordana. And Miriam Alvarez is our next one. A multiple sharer of Share the Wealth of the Success Key Wealth Champ. Miriam, you're a wealth champ. Congratulations. And I think we have one more. Dr. Vera Carter Shields. I know Dr. Shields. You know what? One time she came to a swim class we did at a Soul event. Yes, we did a swim class at a Soul event. That's not the most amazing part about it. The most amazing part about it is that I actually taught the swim class. The swim class, not slim. I think I said slim class. We were in the swim class to try to get to the slim, but we all met together and shared a few things that I had been taught. I was actually taking a class, learning how to swim better. And so I thought, we're at a Soul event. I'm going to share what I've learned because it's fresh on my mind. And we had a bunch of the Soul fam that came to it. Dr. Vera Carter Shields came to it as well. She's awesome too. She has so much heart to help others. And I love to see how she's reaching out using the Share the Wealth program and helping other people. So, okay, congrats to you wonderful multiple users and champs of the Share the Wealth key. All right, the next success key that we're going to talk about this morning is called Primed Up. I love the title for this one because notice the little logo on the key is one of those little like water pumps that you have to work them a little bit. And when you do, it gets the flow of water going. And once the flow of water's going, you don't have to pump it as hard. It just keeps flowing. And Soul Prime, the program Soul Prime is so much that way. It's really just about looking outward and figuring out ways to stay in conversations with people that are new to Soul, or to begin conversations with people that are new to Soul. When that happens, when I begin conversations, I get good at it, and I also stay in conversations, then what happens is it's really, really easy and natural just to share the Soul products. And it doesn't feel so much like selling as much as it does like sharing. So Primed Up to me is people who have earned in the past month. And we're just going to recognize this morning those who earned Soul Prime in this past month. It's a big group. So I want to read them off one by one to you. We got to slow that down, Tyler, because they're going too fast. I want to read them. Do you have them? Do you have a way to do that? Slower? Okay, it sounds like they're going to flow. Lydia Ferrantino, Karina Simon, Eric Patterson. Can you do like a pause on it? Okay, I think this is on this might be, I don't know if we might give Tyler a second. I want to come back. I don't know if there's a way you can make them so so I can advance them, Tyler. And in the meantime, we can either start our conversation with Lydia, but I do want to be able to read them. Yeah, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this because I want to be able to read your names. Because it makes and there's such a big list here. I do not want people to miss their moment because I want them to know it's noticed. You're noticed. You're making a difference, and people see it, and it inspires people. You inspire people at every level. So he's gonna fix that up for me, and let's bring Lydia on for a minute. And Lydia, we're gonna come back to Prime, okay? And guess what? What we're gonna do this time is Lydia gets to help me recognize a Prime, and this is actually appropriate. And we're gonna do it this way, Lydia. I'm gonna flip backwards, okay, from what you and I talked about. Since we're gonna recognize a Prime, I want to start with Prime with you because we're gonna recognize the success key of Prime, and you're on it. We already saw your name on there, okay? So, I will tell everyone. So Lydia has reached the top rank at Soul, and her second account, which once you reach a top rank, you're able to build another one if you so desire. And her second account has moved up to where it's also in the Soul-driven levels where you're getting special extra bonus that we use. We can use it for a car or other lifestyle benefits. So this is where Lydia is, and yet with such a big organization, Lydia is Prime. I want to say every month. I'm going to say almost every month because I'm not sure, Lydia. You tell me if you ever miss. But if she ever misses, it's so infrequently that I can't remember. I can't remember the last time I've seen her miss. So how is it that someone with such a big organization, Lydia, how is it that you are Prime every month? And tell me why. Why are you Prime every month? So welcome, and let's jump right into Prime. How is it you don't miss, and why do you do that every month?
Thanks for having me, Greg. I don't miss it because it's the only way to continually attract people into Soul. And I don't think there's ever going to be a time, I believe there's never going to be a time to stop sharing Soul. It's something we all need. And if you're always talking or showing or using Soul, people will come to you, and then you're helping them place their first order, and you only need 4 a month, and you're basically getting Prime that way. We use a program that actually is pretty complete in the first month, and so it helps us reach the 500, which is also the other the requirement to hit Prime. So hitting Prime is not hard at all. You just have to keep wanting to share it. Having an organization, like you said, isn't just the only thing it's about. There is time for the organization, and we must always make time for it, but we also have to make it for new people all the time. That's, I think, I believe it's the bloodline of our team, always new people.
Got a couple of super big keys already. I mean, one is that there has to be a little bit of a balance between the people that you've already welcomed into Soul and you're helping them. I mean, you don't abandon them, right, once they're in, but you also have to be constantly with an eye towards bringing new people in. Do you formally structure your schedule? Like, do you write in your schedule, this is new person time, this is existing people time, or do you balance it in some other way? Or how would you say that you balance it? Is it just instinctually, or do you like actually structure it out in some way for yourself?
I have people that I follow up on every day. I have I'm old school, so I like paper. So I have like my folders, and then they'll go from 2 months. So I'll have 30, 31 days, the current month, the next month. And so I'll pull out the folder for that day, and whatever is going on, for example, if I'm pulling out today's, then I will have people that I'm supposed to follow up on that day. And they will be people that I've spoken to Soul about and have gotten a no, or I got a yes. They're people that are on a program, or they are people that never gave me an answer and just never replied to when I was reaching out and saying hello to contacts on my phone, because I do that a lot. So that's the way. Now, when do I do it during the day? It all depends. I'm always working Soul every day. So it's just a matter of that folder sits here, or I've grabbed it, it's here, and now it's during the day, between calls that I get, whatever it is I'm doing, those people have got to get through. I've got to get through the people in that folder.
So I love that, and you have taught me that before. I remember this from some time ago that we talked about this, but I don't think it dawned on me, and I love the way you just explained it. You keep everyone in whatever you have for your day. You always keep. So basically, to clarify, anyone who maybe is hearing this from Lydia for the first time, she has a file that has the number of days in a month, 31 days. And so, or 30, I don't know if it's 30 or 31, because I know not all months are the same. But anyway, and what she does is she just, whenever she's going to follow up, so obviously whenever you've done whatever you've done, reached out to someone, got an answer or not got an answer, somebody bought a program or they bought a product and you want to touch base, you just choose the day you're going to do it and you stick them in that day of the month. So it's the 15th or the 20th or whatever. I actually just love the simplicity of this system. And even though it's paper, which might surprise people, it might be better because it's paper, but I think you could do it digitally, because what you do is you have all of them in there. Doesn't matter whether they're already in Soul or whether you're trying to get them to have Soul in their life, you still put them in that day. And from what I hear you saying, that's my day of follow-up. And so I'm kind of, by default, you're doing both things. You're helping people that are in, and you're also working on those who you're trying to reach out. I love it. Anything else you want to add to that? Like stuff you learned over time with that system?
People need that. People need that, because a no today for someone doesn't mean anything. It just means it was a no today. But if you are following up on them maybe once a month or once every 2 months, because I'll have different kinds of people that I spread out that way, then at one point they know you're reaching out to them all the time. I've had people that say, "Oh, I lost your phone number. Thanks for reaching out to me." And that was like last month. So maybe they changed phones or whatever. And now I need you. So the idea of always following up is so huge in network marketing and sharing Soul with others. You can't for a minute lose track of it. Now, the people that you have on programs, more so. It's not just they bought the drink or they bought the program and, okay, hope you do well. It's the idea of, for the first 7 days, am I following up consistently, and then once a week to check up on them and to share something with them. So we do that in our program. We have a certain set of videos that we share throughout to make sure we're doing the follow-up. That's huge. Follow-up is huge.
Okay, so like someone comes in new, you've got this calendar of every day in the month, or you've got this file. So depending on the situation, I might stick it only 3 days in the future from the date. If I'm on the 10th, I might stick that in the 13th, because I know that's the day I get to the 13th and I open that one. I'm like, yeah, oh, that's right. I had so-and-so. But you mentioned videos, Lydia, because I know you've done this over the years. Okay, 2 questions before I go to your videos. How many years have you used this system where you have each day of a month, and you just put all your follow-up wherever you want in the moment, wherever you're going to want in the future to follow up? How many years have you been using that system?
Oh, the system?
Yeah, your whole file system.
Oh, goodness. I want to say, boy, maybe 10 years.
10 years? Okay. Is it gotten old? Have you thought, I know I'm doing this system. Is it just as good as it was? Have you found any weaknesses, like tweaks? Have you tweaked it over the years? Or is it just like, no, this works. I'm doing this.
It works. It works.
Been that.
You don't want to fall behind, because then you have too many people the next day, but it does work. I haven't had to tweak it or.
Okay.
And it's
so
very simple
Lydia,
to carry with me.
Yeah. Okay. So everybody on today, here's a 10-year system that is incredibly simple, and yet people don't fall through the cracks. I just love this thought of I always, because it doesn't sound like you get done with any interaction, whether it's someone using a product already or whether they're new. It sounds like anytime there's any connection or thought of a connection, not just a connection, because it could be a thought and you can't get a hold of them, right? You're closing that down with I'm going to stick it somewhere. in the file for coming back. You just don't leave it. It doesn't disappear. Fair enough?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, Lydia. So now the videos, you mentioned videos. I know over time you've honed what information people need as follow-up, because you said in their first week. Like, say I'm a person who's willing to go, I'm going to do a whole program and I want to come back to your program. But I'm willing to do a program, and you know this because you've worked with your program for enough years. Can you just tell us how many videos do you have recorded where they can just, because what you've told me in the past is anyone who's a specialist with you has access to these videos, and you just say, on this day, you send them this video. Can you just explain a little bit of that?
Yeah, so we have a PDF that actually tells you on day one of the person placing their order all the way to the end of their 4-month program, what it is we're going to share with them. Early on, I realized that we were doing a lot of talking. If I was trying to follow up with somebody, it was just so much talking. And to do that, a lot of the times people would forget what we had told them, like the client would forget. And plus, it's not duplicable. If you're going to teach someone in your success line to do the same thing, they'll never be you. I can never be my mentor. It's just the way it is. And so if it's duplicable and I can use a video, even me, myself, in sharing, it saves me time. And now I've become duplicable. Now all my team members can do the same thing, and anybody can share a video. That's something done so simply. So we put it on a PDF, and we have in English 37 videos that we share from day one that the person places their order. On day one, when they place it, we're telling them this is what you're going to achieve in the first month of your program. So that's what the video is about. The next video is about diet, how you're going to work with your food combining. We're not going to give you a diet because everyone's different, but we're going to show you how to combine your foods a little bit better. The third and fourth video have to do with the aromatherapy because we use it in our program. So what do you use it for and how do you use it? 1-minute videos explaining each. The next
Are
one,
these all
we'll
one?
talk about
Sorry, Lydia.
so
Sorry
on.
to jump in. I want to go back to you. Are these all videos? They're around a minute, or are they longer? How long are they roughly?
So they're short videos, but we may have one. I think there's one where we explain how the body heals. That may be a little bit longer. It may run into 5 minutes, but they're about 2, 3, 4, 5-minute videos that people are getting once a day for the first 8 days, and then once a week, every week. And so now, as they go through the program, even things that they're not willing to share with you, they're getting a video about why are you tired? This is why you're tired. Why are you getting headaches? This is why you're getting headaches. And so it sometimes, oh wow, this is exactly what I'm feeling. And so it allows us to have an easier follow-up. It's not just, hey, how are you doing? How's it going? Which is your best drink? But hey, I'd love to hear how you're doing, and here's the video for this week.
Okay, so Lydia, you said one. I'm sorry, I'm just excited. I'm not trying to jump in too much. So you have one video a day for the first week. Is that did I hear that right? And then it's once a week after that, because in your case, you talk to people. Not everyone agrees to do 4 months and all that, right? But those who agree to do 4 months, this is the follow-up. If they don't agree, you adjust, I'm guessing, how you follow up. If someone's like, oh, I'm not ready for that yet, but I'll try this, you adjust. At least that's what I've understood as we've talked in the past. So can you go through again your first week, like day 1, 2, 3, those first 7? Because I interrupted you, and I'd love to hear those again. So like, what videos? They're all like 1 to 3 minutes.
Right. So you heard the first one. So because in the interest of saving time, we had talked about up to aromatherapy. Then the video for day 4 is the one that has to do with an acronym I did, BLESS, and it reminds people with that word 5 things that they need to take a look at throughout their program. So I'll say something like, hey, here's the video for today. Tell me of those 5 things. Which one are you still working on? And the acronym actually reminds them what it is what those 5 things are. And I'm not going to say it here, make you want to go look at the video. And then by then people are almost getting their package in the mail. So now the instructions come in a video. These are your products. This is how you're going to take them. And then we'll also send it to them in written form as well. Then the video after the instructions is how the body heals. So it's an explanation of this is what's going to happen, just so you're not worried and stressed and, oh my gosh, I don't know if this is normal. So then we'll show them this is the way the body heals. And then the video after that is how to listen to the body when it speaks. So your body through the program will have reactions. How do you best work with it? That's the next one. Then there's a video on how to prepare the drinks in different ways, because by now they've started with the drinks, they've gotten a look at the videos, but there's sometimes, oh, I don't know if I'm crazy about this drink or crazy about the other one. So we've incorporated one video that kind of gives them on each of the drinks different ways to prepare them and reminds them of the importance of slowly bringing the drinks in, because they're the most potent thing that Soul has. And then after that, we start 1 week, one video at a time. One video at a time.
Okay,
Why are
so
there different reactions during
yeah.
the program?
Okay, so in the first week, and just to clarify for everyone, most of those videos they're getting, it's before their products even arrived. It's preparation video, but you're not letting a single day pass. They're getting a short video, a 1 to 3 minute video each day, and then right toward the end, about when most people would be receiving their product, you start to focus around, here's what it's going to feel like. A little bit more, right? Or I guess
Exactly.
you do a little bit
And
of that on each video.
Yes. And so it's in preparation of, and then as they're finishing their 4-month program, our last videos are all about the benefits of AutoShip. So now you know why you want to stay on it. And then another one is on, okay, now that I'm finished, what am I going to do? And so it encourages them. Usually people have been on the program 4 months by then, right? So it has already created, they've created a habit, because that's usually what it takes, right? And so now they know that they can continue with this, but they don't necessarily know what to do with it. So that's what that last video is about, is yes, you can stay on this, because if you started it while you were sick, what we want you to know is you want to always use Soul for prevention now.
Okay, so I realize we are fast. The time is fast flying, but it just does. For me with Lydia, we got to have Lydia back, because literally we had another whole group of topics. Whenever it works for her, we're going to have her back on and talk some more. But for right now, let me just say a couple things. Add just a couple things to this. So yes, Lydia does talk about how Soul is, and I'm going to quote you, Lydia. She told me this in our pre-conversation, our pre-Monday morning conversation. Soul is about much more than just fixing little symptoms and problems. Soul does more than that. It can change our overall wellness in a way that's lasting, and not just something arises and we fix it. Something arises and we fix it. And so this, I think you can see with that belief of hers, why she deals in 4 months of time. If people will accept that journey, I will tell you that the results now of that is that the mentor bonus, which is a bonus paid for reorders, Lydia is far and away number one at Soul. And I don't mean to embarrass you in front of everybody, Lydia. She's number one in Soul in that bonus, because her people are accustomed to, this is something you do, and I'm listening to the videos, you stay on it afterwards. You stay on nutrition. That's how you take control of your health and your life. So what I'm saying is that what Lydia is sharing today manifests in the results of people's actions and in the bonuses and the business that Lydia has. People do respond to it. That's sort of like why I'm excited here. People do respond to that. Sometimes it feels like, how can we get people to stay consistent? We can feel that way. They do respond when there's a focus. But I've noticed, it's not just Lydia's entire approach. She uses packages built over 4 months to create that habit. Second point, she's created short but impactful videos. So there's a lot of follow-up. She also has that file system, which is an easy layered follow-up that's personal touch, because that one's personal touch. She goes in physically and digs in that file. She has the group of names for the day, and that always happens. And I think that's such a key. So now, Lydia, I've looked on here, and I'm sorry, I have not looked at the chat as much as I should have today because of the conversation. Lydia, I know you're super open with your videos. And I've talked to a couple of other leaders who are not even part of your organization, who you've shared everything with, and they've put, Anita Carpenter is one. Anita shared with me prior to our visit on Talking Success, how virtually one of her brand specials changed her whole life. You know, doing essentially this 4-month program and looking at some of the keys in that, which we haven't even talked about today, like bringing oils in. No one else brings oils in like Lydia does. She also is far and away the one who integrates more oils very successfully and simply. It's a simple method that she uses. So that being said, how can they get a hold of your videos? Because a few people are like, yeah, I'd like to know where those videos are.
So B, I'll give them to B. I'll give
Okay.
B the B. If this is okay with you, I'll give it to B, the PDF, and you all can reach to B and get the
link?
PDF from her.
Okay, you're going to give a link
It's
to the
actually
videos?
a PDF.
Oh, a PDF.
Yes, the PDF will tell you in what order you share the videos, and then the second sheet actually has all the videos. You just copy and paste, copy and paste. B also has our brochure. Well, you all have it as well. So
Okay.
she can give you anything, if that's okay. B would be
Yeah,
the one to.
that's a great way to do it. That's a great way to do it. Lydia will give it all to B. If you're interested in seeing some of that, you can go ahead and grab all of those. One thing I will say, people have different ways in which they share soul. There are different systems. All of these, there are many good ones. Okay, so and Lydia, we all know this. So this is not to say you have to use exactly Lydia's system, but you can glean. I think Lydia, where Lydia's coming from, she's open with you gleaning like the principles and even using the videos. A lot of those will plug into any system. So don't feel at all uncomfortable about having your system, but you can take from and learn from all this great refining that Lydia has done through her system. I love that. How about we end today? Oh, there's Lydia. There's Sue. I just saw Sue. It's Sue Friesen said Lydia's program has changed my life. So, if your Monday wasn't good enough, Lydia, I'm reading Sue's. I do know about Sue's story, and Sue, you're amazing. You're going to change a lot of people's lives because you made the choices and took the action. I think Lydia I'm sure Lydia, and she should feel great about making that difference. But in every case, it's the individual that has to take charge of our own lives and choose to apply these wonderful secrets that we're sharing with others. Okay, how about we end today with some recognition, Lydia, and we're going to come back and talk about other stuff. We'll do part 2 with Lydia here in a few weeks. Okay, we've got some others lined up to jump on, but we'll do part 2. But can you help me recognize some people, Lydia? So this is everybody who was primed this last month. We talked a little bit about the importance of this. So if everything Lydia said today, in all of her system and her videos and her follow-up, and you can tell she's put a lot of thought in how she helps people, okay? In all of this, she still deems it important enough to be prime every month. In the middle of all this, it's that important to her. So I think that's a message to all of us today. If we'll all make it that important, that it will lead us to all the good things that we're talking about today. And I can tell you, and Lydia has been such an important part, still is, of the soul culture and of its future. And everyone has that same opportunity. So let's honor the primed up success keys today as we finish. So I don't know if you're able to keep Lydia's sound on too, Tyler. We're gonna leave, and Lydia and I are gonna both. I'm gonna read the first page, and you read the second, okay, Lydia? Because you're on the first page. So let's give a round of applause. These are people who were primed up last month. Lydia Ferrantino at the top of the list. Karina Simon, Eric Patterson, way to go, Che. Corinne Lott, Dioselina Manjares, Yamilka Perez, Genoveva Valencia, sharing a line with Janet Vergara and Adiel Acosta. It's Janet and Adiel, husband and wife. Anavet and Jesus Conde, Silvina Castaneda, Magali Hernandez. That's the first group. Congrats to all of you primed up. Lydia, will you do page 2?
Maria Lopez, Valerie Bledsoe, Nubia y Álvaro Medina, Nestor Rivera, Maye Flores, Chris Nier, Anita Carpenter, Orlando Núñez, Matilde Mena, Francisco Cisneros. I don't know if that's 2 or 1. Juan
I think that's
Serrat.
2 of them.
Okay. Madeline Diaz Mone.
Woo! Congratulations, all you guys. Thank you, Lydia. I'll do page 3. Lisa Manchester, Virginia Viguera, Kristen Brunias, Lillian Rodriguez, Rebecca Norman. We're going to have Rebecca on here in a couple of weeks too. Jordana Espinosa, Eduardo Lopez, Ana Cano, Maria Ramirez, Amanda Rivera, Elizabeth Fernandez, Anthony Merida Vasquez. Congrats to all of you. And Lydia, next page.
Verónica Martínez, Celina Montano, Chris Hedrick, Mireya López Cruz, Eneida Feliz, Kathleen Patton, Ana Laura Chavarría, Osbeidi Figueroa, Gudelia Rojas. Felicidades.
Woohoo! Congrats. I think that's the group. I love it. I love seeing a group like that. There are lots of special things going on this year, and Prime is part of all of them. So if you don't remember anything else from today, well, I hope you remember a lot of stuff that Lydia taught. But remember that Prime is the thread that runs through not just what Lydia teaches, but what she does. So grateful for all of you. Congrats on your achievement this month. And Lydia, thank you for your time. And we'll have you back soon. Talk to you soon. And everybody, thank you. Thank you for sharing Soul. We love you. We'll see you soon.